What's up, everybody? I'm back. I'm back. Six Round with J Pound is back coming at you. I think it's been about 4 years or so since my last video. Um, and man, I was cranking a few out. Life happened. Some things kind of changed, and we took a little bit of a hiatus. But not to worry, not to worry. Your boy is back, and I'm back to bring you the latest in MMA news, give you fight previews, give you fight post-fight reactions. Um, I'm back. You're gonna see me for the most part talking about the big cards. I'm not gonna hit you up with, you know, UFC Oklahoma City or just those type of events, but the big UFC numbered pay-per-views, you can count on me for coverage. So, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. I much appreciate that, and I'll make sure we keep the content flowing. Um, these videos last about 10 to 15 minutes long. Huge card tomorrow night. Huge card. Top to bottom, not a bad card. Not a bad fight, top to bottom. The main card is bananas. The prelims are crazy. It's nuts. So, I'm only going to spend time talking about the main event, the co-main event, and the heavy hitters that precede the co-main event. So, like I said, if you like this video, like and make sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's jump right into it. That main event, folks. Justin Gaethje versus Tony Ferguson. Can you think of a more exciting fight? I'll wait. No, you can't. It's the fight that everybody wants to see. It's two guys who give exciting fights every time they fight. However, I can't help but be slightly disappointed that we're not getting Khabib and Tony. Again. I mean, talk about curses, but I think this one is cursed. 5 fights booked. Never happened. And the thing is that fight is not going to be as exciting as Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje, but it is the most intriguing fight in MMA history, because we've got a guy who's so dominant on the ground, and we've got a guy who excels in all areas of the octagon, in all areas of the fight. He excels. What's going to happen? We know Khabib's going to get that takedown, but what we don't know is how Tony's going to handle it. What we don't know is how Khabib is going to handle all the threatening positions that Tony's going to get him in from the bottom. Here I am talking about a fight that's a fantasy fight because we're not going to see it anytime soon. But God, I want that fight. And it's almost like Mayweather-Pacquiao. It's a fight that's got to happen. And if it does happen, it may be too late. And it's so disappointing. So disappointing. So that is why I am going to be rooting for Tony Ferguson tomorrow night. Now, fight-wise, if you're a betting man like myself, I like Justin Gaethje as a dog. I don't like him to really win the fight. I mean, if you're holding a gun to my head, who wins this fight, I'm not picking Gaethje. However, I think he is a live dog. I think he can win this fight. I think he will give Tony a run for his money, but in the end, I see Tony prevailing. Now, let's talk about Justin Gaethje. Obviously, he had 2 devastating losses to Eddie Alvarez and Dustin Poirier. That's what a lot of people are saying. That's how Justin measures up against the top of the division. I disagree. Styles make fights. Those were 2 fights that were, I don't want to say bad matchups for Justin, because I don't think they were actually bad matchups for Justin. I just think Justin didn't get the job done in the way he normally needs to get it done. And that means he didn't get it done early. He hurt both guys early on and many times during the fight. But Justin is at best a 2.5, 3-round fighter at best. So what I'm saying is this kid's got power. He's a technical striker, even though people want to say he gets hit a lot. He's not afraid to take a shot. That's all very true. If you look at his last 2 fights, he did take less amount of damage than he has over his previous fights. People have said he's kind of gotten away from that killed or be killed mentality. I don't necessarily agree with that. I just thought he fought two guys that he was much better than, and he did make slight adjustments as far as defensively not taking as many shots. However, against Tony Ferguson, he's going to get hit. He's going to get hit often. And I will say this about Tony, he hits hard. You see the way guys react to him at 55. He may not knock you out with that one punch, but that, stiff jab or straight right, like, you look at the way guys react to it, it isn't the way they react to anybody else. It's almost like the amount of power and force he puts into it. It's not like he catches you on the jaw and sends you night-night. It's like he cracks you in the nose and breaks it. He cracks you in the forehead and causes damage. He hits hard. And Tony can win this fight anyway. He can win it on the ground. He can win it in a five-round war. He can win it standing up early. There's no way that Tony can't win the fight. Gaethje can only win the fight with an early knockout. And that's what he's going to try to do. He's got nothing to lose. He's taken this fight on short notice. He is a technical fighter. The way he mixes in punches and kicks, the leg kicks are vicious. You got to love it. You got to love the way Justin Gaethje fights because he goes in there to hurt somebody. He goes in there to hurt somebody. So, Justin Gaethje is a live dog because I think in those early rounds he's gonna put pressure on Ferguson and he's gonna hit Ferguson, and Ferguson's getting a little long in the tooth. 36 years old in a lightweight division that is built for the young man. Young guys. Built on speed, athleticism, reflexes. Now Tony's so well versed that if this was based on just striking and reflexes, I like Gaethje. But it's not. It's an MMA fight. This fight can go any which way. In which way Tony is well versed in every area of the game. So yes, he's a little longer in the tooth, but this guy is experienced as they come and can win the fight anywhere it goes. So I love Tony Ferguson to take this into the 4th or 5th round and get a submission. I think he wins 4th round submission, 5th round submission. It is going to be a finish of this fight. Gaethje will eventually wilt under the Tony Ferguson champ shit only type stuff. He's going to come at him. He's going to take Justin's best shots. Then he's going to come at weird angles, throw weird elbows, hit you with weird knees, kicks, get you to the ground, hit you with the darts, hit you any which way. I mean, the guy is a savage anywhere the fight goes. And I think Gaethje wilts under the pressure and gets subbed up 4th or 5th round. But I do see ways Gaethje can win the fight as far as a knockout early on, which is why I think he's a live dog. Because if we know anything about Tony, he does get hit. He was hurt by Anthony Pettis a couple fights back early on, but he's crafty. He weathered the storm and then was able to put it on Pettis and eventually had to have Pettis' corner stop the fight. I just think Gaethje isn't going to land that devastating knockout early, and your boy Tony's going to walk away with the win in the later rounds. And please give us the Khabib-Tony fight next. I don't want to see Conor, and I love Conor. Conor's great. Tremendous for the sport. You need a guy like Conor. Dana White's so fixated on this, breaking the $2 million pay-per-view buys with him and Khabib, that he thinks that that's going to happen again. Look, I follow MMA pretty hardcore. I have a lot of friends that watch it casually here and there. Nobody wants to see that rematch. People want to see Conor fight, yes. But nobody wants to see him fight Khabib again. There was too big of a gap. And I truly do think Conor fought Khabib the best that anyone's really fought him. He's the only one to win a round against him. But do we really think he's made up that gap? No. He's always got a puncher's chance. Guy's got great timing, supreme accuracy. But come on. No. Co-main event. Dominic Cruz versus Henry Cejudo. For all you people out there saying Dominic Cruz doesn't deserve this fight, fuck you. That's right. Fuck you. He deserves this more than anybody. Alright? That bantamweight division, there's guys at the top. You don't know who necessarily deserves that shot. Dom deserves the shot. It was supposed to be Jose Aldo's shot. I thought he did win. Jose did win his last fight, his first fight at 135. Thought he looked like shit on the scale. but he actually fought pretty good. Probably the best fight we've seen him fight in quite some time. Thought he won. He didn't win, and the UFC was going to give him that title shot anyway, or did give him that title shot anyway. But the fight didn't happen. Obviously, we've got some COVID issues that ruined a lot of things, but in the wake of that, it ruined Jose Aldo's title shot at bantamweight. I don't like that fight for Jose Aldo. I do like it for Dominic Cruz, and I'm going to tell you why. Dominic Cruz is the greatest bantamweight champion in UFC history. The guy was a beast in the WEC, comes over to the UFC, continues to be a beast, gone through so many injuries. Talking about a guy who lost probably about 7 years of his career due to injuries. Think about that. A guy that we all call the greatest bantamweight champion of all time. Still fighting, and he lost about 7 years of his career. That's insane. Now, yes, he hasn't fought in over 3 years. His last fight was a loss to Cody Garbrandt, and Cody Garbrandt's greatest performance ever. I mean, Cody had it all together. And for someone to say Cody's not a top bantamweight, you're out of your mind. That is a kid that is a tremendously talented, just not all, just a few marbles short of a Matchbox set. I mean, the kid is he just doesn't ever put together the game plans, but he did for one night, and what you saw was greatness for one night. I don't think it was the best Dominic Cruz we saw, but he makes no excuses because he's the ultimate professional. He does his job, makes no excuses, always training, cardio for days, beating guys like TJ Dillashaw, beating guys like Demetrius Johnson, beating Uriah Faber. Guy's done it all. Tell me he doesn't deserve a title shot, and I'll tell you you're a fucking moron. The guy is incredible. So yes, does he deserve this shot? Yes, he does. Is he a deserved dog? Yes, he is. Over 3 year layoff. I don't care who you are. You're going to be a dog, okay? I mean, this guy is fighting the bantamweight champ, Henry Cejudo, who's coming off a big win over Marlon Moraes for the title, the vacant title. And he's got all the confidence in the world. Beating TJ Dillashaw at 125. Beating Marlon Moraes. This guy thinks, beating Demetrius Johnson. This guy thinks he can't be beat. But I'll tell you what, Dominic Cruz is going to show him something that he hasn't seen before. The footwork, the angles, the attacking at weird angles, the switching of stances, the things that maybe TJ could have brought out had the fight gone a little longer at 125. But let's be real, that wasn't the real TJ Dillashaw. Call him a cheater, call him a snake in the grass, which I think he is. He manned up to his mistakes. He owned it. But the guy's a unbelievable technical fighter. Had no business fighting at 125. Get him out of here. 125? Kid can't make 125. He looked like death on the scale. That wasn't the real TJ Dillashaw. If you guys think that's TJ Dillashaw, you're out of your mind. At 135, that's a completely different fight. Now we're at 135 talking about a guy who beat TJ Dillashaw. And he's beaten Demetrius Johnson, handled Demetrius Johnson in the WEC. And now he's fighting Henry Cejudo. I like Henry Cejudo. I think he's a very good fighter. He's not a 135er. Bro, if that flyweight division's going to stay, get your ass down there. Go down there and just make your legacy at 125. That's your weight class. You're a beast. All these little guys have this little man complex. Oh, I got to fight the bigger guys. I don't want to be in the smallest weight division. Fuck that. Go down there and make your legacy. Whoop everyone's ass. And tell the guys at the 135, if they want to try to come down like TJ Dillashaw and get what you got, bring it and whoop their ass. Now, he beat a credible 135er in Marlon Moraes. He took a lot of damage early, and that was actually kind of surprising because Marlon put it on him early. I didn't think Henry could actually handle that, and he did. He's a smaller guy, and the punishment that Moraes hit him with huge shots, huge kicks, he ate it, and then he put it on him. So saying Henry Cejudo doesn't have heart, can't say that. The guy is a gold medalist in wrestling. The guy beat Demetrius Johnson, considered to be the best flyweight of all time, which I think he is. Why couldn't he beat Dominic Cruz? He can. But I think Dominic Cruz is a plus 190 underdog, which I will be betting, of course, and we will be taking Dom. But I think Dom I think Dom's going to take this into the later rounds. And Henry doesn't really, Henry at 125, he cut a lot of weight. Gas tank was in question, but he answered a lot of those questions against Demetrius Johnson. And he answered a lot of those questions against Marlon Moraes. But Dom's a different fighter. Dom's a different fighter. He's going to come at you from different angles, different ways. And he's going to outpoint Henry. Henry's going to need to utilize wrestling in this. And Dom, against a smaller guy, Dom's got good takedown defense. Yes, Henry's the better wrestler, but he's also the smaller guy. And you guys who know wrestling, weight makes a big difference. Makes a big difference. So I really don't think the wrestling's going to play as big of a part unless Henry makes it play a big of a part, which I don't think he will. I think Henry's very confident in his stand-up game. I think he thinks he can do fine out there against Dominic standing up, and I think that's what he's going to do. And if we know anything about Dominic Cruz, is he comes back like a badass after injury. Takeo Mizugaki whooped his ass. Came right back after that 2-year layoff, whooped Takeo Mizugaki's ass quickly. Comes back after another long layoff in a title shot against TJ Dillashaw, the guy people are already calling the best bantamweight, better than Dominic Cruz. Are you out of your mind? Came back and in the most technical fight I've ever seen, beat him. Say what you want. If you had TJ winning that fight, okay. I had Dom winning it. I thought Dom won that fight, and it was in a technical battle. It was a great fight to watch. And that's Dom coming off of a long, long layoff. Coming off a very long layoff tonight. Older, as I said, lighter weight divisions are for the younger man. But I just think Dom is too disciplined, too professional to not put it all together for this performance. And he's in the same situation as Gaethje, where he's got nothing to lose. He's got nothing to lose. Guys coming in on short notice, ready to fight. He's had a long layoff. We're going to see how he looks. Plus 190, I love the value, and I do think Dom gets it done. 5-round decision, and we've got a new bantamweight champion, Dominic Cruz. Brings me to our last fight. I'm going to be quick with this one. Heavyweights throwing down. This fight, if you're betting it, I got one bet for you. Under the 1.5 rounds. Under. I don't even know what the odds are, but I imagine under is probably minus money, so do what you want to do, but that's a lock. Under, minus 1.5 rounds. Rosenstruck against Francis Ngannou. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I like Francis. The more experienced fighter, had the bigger fights. Harder hitter, arguably. You could say Rosenstruck might be more technical, maybe. But Francis is a scary dude with tons of confidence. You knock out Cain Velasquez. You knock out Junior Dos Santos. You tell me you don't got all the confidence in the world? That confidence is a huge thing because he had all the confidence in the world going into the Stipe fight. And Stipe made him look like an amateur. And that fucked him up. If you remember the fight after that, which I hope we've all tried to forget because it was horrible, was his fight against Derek Lewis. The worst fight I've seen in a long time. It was just bizarre, weird. Not the fight anyone was expecting. And if I had made a video for that preview show, I would have told you that would have been the most exciting fight on the card, and I would have been dead wrong. This fight will deliver. Somebody's getting knocked out. I think it's Rosenstruck, and I think Francis wins this fight, and he's going to fight the winner of Stipe, Daniel. Early first-round knockout. Somebody's getting knocked the fuck out, and it's going to be phenomenal. No need for technical breakdown of this fight. It's going to be two dudes slinging hammers, and somebody's going to get connect, and someone's getting knocked out. I can't wait. Make sure to tune into the fights. I'm going to post a video Sunday recapping all the fights from Saturday. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Plenty more to come. Thanks for tuning back in. 6 Round with J Pound is back. We're going to have plenty more takes to come. If you got any questions, fill it out in the comments section. It's going to be great. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you Sunday.